Welcome back to part 2 of Eco 501, sections 1 and 2, Spring 2021, Brack University, week 2. Let's get back to the screen sharing. Okay, now in the screen, we finished part 1 with, uh, with the, excuse me, we finished part 1 with the definition of economics. And we said that there are 5 key things that we need to observe in any economic phenomenon. Number 1, when we make a choice, there will be a trade-off. Number 2, we have to see what the incentive mechanism is. Number 3, we have to see the exchange between two people. Number 4, what is the information set? Number 5, we look at the distribution, i.e. the consequence of many decisions that take place in a market setting. So number 5, we won't be interested in that much, but the first 4 we will. So let's look at what trade-off means before we get into further details. Number 1, whenever we make a choice, 99 out of 100 times, we have more than one option to choose from. Unfortunately, because of scarcity of time, because of scarcity of resources, scarcity of skills, income, technology, etc., we cannot choose all the options at the same time. We have to focus on one option. Whichever option that is, whatever our principle guides us to that option, we have to sacrifice all the other options after making the choice. This is the trade-off, i.e. the sacrifice in choice making. So as we written over here is, because of scarcity, if we decide to do more of X now, we sacrifice some of Y later. Incentives. What is the environment under which we are making a decision? Is the price going up while our income and other things are remain unchanged? Is the price falling when our income and other factors remain unchanged? If this is the case, that will influence our decision making. From simple common sense, we know that the law of demand states that if the price of something goes up, we tend to demand less. If the price and vice versa, if the price tends to go down, we tend to demand more. So, what are the incentive mechanism, i.e., what are the things that are encouraging us to do something, discouraging us to do something else? This is the best way of understanding incentives. What is the mechanism through which we are encouraged to do something? For example, the tax codes may change. The government in the next budget may give some improved tax codes. That will definitely give an incentive. The reverse can also happen. The government may increase the tax of some things. Then we will find a disincentive of doing something. Now, exchange. In a market setting, sellers sell, buyers buy, or vice versa. Buyers want to buy something, sellers want to sell something. So there's going to be an exchange between, if this is A for you and B for you, there's going to be an exchange between A and B. What economics is interested in is what is the best outcome for this exchange. Now, A can snatch what B has and be 100% happy, while B can be 0% happy. That can also be an exchange. Similarly, even if B can sell his product to A, B is not going to sell. I'm not going to sell a piece of bread, you go hungry. That can also be possible. But in economics, we want to see what is the best outcome in a transaction for both A and B. This we will term as mutually beneficial. If A is 100% happy over B and B is 0% happy, then this is definitely a transaction that is beneficial for A only, not B. The reverse is also possible. Okay, but the thing is, we want to find the conditions or the properties that ensure that both A and B are mutually happy at the same time. The fourth component that we will look at is information. Now, if I go to buy a first-hand mobile phone from a brand new shop, then whatever information I have about the quality of the phone, the seller has the same information. So A and B, the buyer and the seller, they both have the same information about the quality of the product that is going to be transacted. Now let's change the environment. We are going to buy the same mobile phone from a used mobile phone shop. If A is the buyer, B is the seller, then the information sets are what we will term later on in the course as asymmetric. That means one side of the transaction knows more about the quality of the phone than the other side. This person will definitely be the seller in this case. In an insurance market, the buyers of the insurance, they know whether they are good patients in a health insurance market, whether they're careful people in a health insurance market, etc., etc. Okay, so what we want to see is how does information influence our choice making? Distribution is how wealth affects choices made. This we are not going to be looking at because the distribution is an outcome of many people at the same time. So now let's look at the concepts of four concepts in detail. Now, the foundation of economics is scarcity. We have scarcity in resources. Resources are not infinitely available. Technology is scarce. Technology is in fact fixed for a particular time before the technology improves. Time is also a scarcity. So in our initial analysis, we will be assuming that resources are scarce or limited, technology is scarce or fixed within a particular time, and time is also fixed. For example, during various festival times, pizza joints give an offer that you can have as much beverage or drinks as you like. That doesn't mean that I can take a balti with me and fill up that entire cauldron and take the drinks back home. The time is fixed. Within a certain period of time, you can drink as much as you like. Now you see the environment has changed. If the time is say 2 hours, within these 2 hours, you cannot drink more than a certain number of glasses of Coke or 7-Up or whatever. Then our choice becomes limited. Then we decide, okay, in this time I can't drink more than say four big glasses of drinks. So scarcity is the first thing that determines our choices. Because of scarcity, we like to make the best choice, and for that we have to face a trade-off. Now, look, both X and Y are available to us before a choice is made. What is X? X is studying at Brack University in this particular program. Y is another thing that we could have done if we didn't come here. So before we make the choice, or we had made the choice, both of these options are open to us. Okay, we cannot choose Brack University and the alternative in front of us before the choice was made at the same time. We choose X over Y. So the the opportunity cost of choosing X is sacrificing Y. Before we make a choice, common sense tells us we compare the alternatives available in front of us. If we see that if the two alternatives are X and Y, and if we see that X is better than Y, X is better than Y, if we now introduce mathematical terminology, then we choose X. Since we didn't choose Y or could not choose Y, so the opportunity cost, the cost of the opportunity of X is sacrificing Y. The opportunity of choosing X is not being able to choose Y, trading off Y for X. Now, we think about examples, and the examples we will discuss in class in more detail. Okay, I think I've already said these things. That is, before you decided to do a master's at Brack University, let's say you had three options, A, B, and C. Now, because of scarcity of resources, time, technology, etc., you can't take all three at the same time. You chose uh, you chose B. B is just an example here because B stands for Brack. So what did you do? You ranked. B was my best alternative. A was the second, and C was the last. So what is your opportunity cost if you have more than two options? It is the next best alternative. The best option that we chose was B. The next best alternative is A. So we have what do you call it? A is the opportunity cost of choosing B. The reason why we are saying this is the textbooks will give you two options from which the choice is made. In real life, options are never made from only two choices. Options are made from more than two. So in this case that we made three choices, they could have been five, but the opportunity cost is that the choice that I made and what was the second best choice that was available but was not chosen. That is the opportunity cost. Up until now, we have discussed everything based on decisions before the decision was made. Now, the decision has been made. We have decided to do a master's program at Brack University. What happened to the other two alternatives? In your case, in this case, the second was A, the opportunity cost, and there was also C. All these are now in the past. They're gone. We have now found ourselves in a new environment. Therefore, see the concept of environment is coming back. So therefore, whatever was available to us before making the choice for B, A, the opportunity cost, and etc., are now sunk costs. They're gone. Sunk costs are, they have another name as overhead costs in accounting science that we will come back again. Just let me revisit this concept again. A, before we make a choice or we made the choice, we had all three options available in front of us. B, A, C. That was our ranking. We chose B for Brack University. A, the second best alternative, or the next best alternative, is our opportunity cost. But once the decision has been made, we are now in a new environment. We have entered Brack University. We cannot go back to the other options that were available to us before making the choice. That's why the other two options are sunk costs. In economics, we do not discuss sunk costs. There are problems with this attitude, but this is how economics started out as, by not discussing sunk costs. Okay, this is the end of part 2, and in part 3 we will come back and look at incentives, exchange, and information. Bye.